Hey, this is Heidi Dawson. If you love all things health and wellness and style of any kind, hang out here with me each week. I'm obsessed with never-ending improvement, and it's all in an effort to help each one of us live a wildly successful lifestyle. Subscribe today so you don't miss a thing. Hi, guys. Welcome to episode 638 of the Wildly Successful Lifestyle Podcast. I'm so glad you're here. If you're new, nice to meet you. And if you are one of my regulars who keeps coming back week after week, you seriously make my day. I hope you know that. And I hope you're having a good day, whether you're sipping coffee or driving the kids around, or maybe like me, I listen to podcasts whenever. I love listening to them, so I'll listen to them whenever I'm doing it, maybe on a walk even. So one thing I forgot to send my thank you out to Dinelle in my last episode. I had her name up on the board. She gave me some tips for my whiteboard that really helped me. So for anyone who wants to zoom in, sometimes I'm putting names back here of people who leave me comments. And this week it's going to Elizabeth, who left me a beautiful message, I think on YouTube or maybe Spotify. But I kind of like doing that. So if you leave me a message or just give me any kind of comments, I may put your name on the board. Kind of fun. We'll see how it works. All right. So I got to tell you about something that happened this last Sunday. Not anything major, it was just a little thing. But it was one of those things that kind of clicked into meaning, having a deeper meaning, or it made it mean a little something more to me. And I have a feeling you might relate to it. So Eric's my husband, and I were having our lazy Sunday morning like we often do. And a lot of times on Sunday, we will wait and have breakfast later because we try to do intermittent fasting. And Sunday, it's a little easier. So anyway, it was about time to have some breakfast. And I said, what are you in the mood for today? And he was like, I kind of would like to have pancakes. We do that every couple of weeks or so on a Sunday. On a weekend, we'll do pancakes. Now, I'm gluten-free, so we do the almond flour pancakes, which he is so sweet and he eats those too, which they're really good. It's the Almond Mills almond flour pancakes, and they don't give me any problems whatsoever. So anyway, I said, okay, I'll make pancakes, but at the same time, I'm going to go ahead and make our healthy breakfast that we always love, which is eggs, and it's a coconut-based yogurt, and I put blueberries and seeds, and it's delicious, and I could eat it every day. And sometimes I do, but it's the nourishing things, right? And on top of that, I made the pancakes. So when we sit down, here's what I know about myself. I don't have like a gigantic appetite. So I made this conscious little decision right then. Okay, I'm going to start with the eggs and the yogurt first, and I'm going to save the pancake for last. Because let's be honest, if I get into the pancake first, it's not going to make the eggs and the yogurt taste any better. It's not. They're going to taste a little worse if I do that. So, and maybe I'll even end up just eating the pancake. So by the time I got to the pancake, I was finished with everything else. I wasn't very hungry. But I did exactly what I wanted to do, and that's I just had a few bites of the pancake. No syrup needed. It had a little ghee on it, and it tasted perfectly wonderful. And I felt satisfied, not stuffed, not guilty, just perfect. But here's what kind of had me thinking a little beyond that, and kind of like, oh, this has a little deeper meaning here. Had I started with the pancake, there's no way I would have eaten the eggs, probably, or the yogurt. And I would have missed all that protein and the stuff that my body actually needed to feel good all morning. And it hit me that, we kind of do this exact same thing in so many other areas of our life. So like the day before, Eric and we were putting off our run. So, I mean, we did the laundry and we did all these things, but we had this big plan. We were going to go for a run. And before we knew it, we had gotten so busy, it was afternoon, and we were both looking at each other like, ugh, we still haven't done our run. Well, we barely squeezed it in, and it very easily could have not happened at all. And that is when it clicked. We kind of had the order backwards there. We should have started with the good stuff. So we should have started with the run and done the other things that were just sort of, we're going to run around and do this. We should have started with the run first. Just like I did with my eggs and the good nutritious food. When we start with that, we're going to do it. and then let the stuff let the fun stuff be kind of the reward, and when you eat or do the healthy stuff first, you actually enjoy that treat more. You want less of it and you feel so much better afterwards. Now, I will add this, that Eric and I eat really healthy for the most part. And I didn't used to want to eat healthy. I loved pancakes and bread and muffins and my body did kind of show that, but it also was inflamed at all times. And so I was sort of forced to eat healthy and for my health. And now I love it. Now, the more you eat it, the better it tastes. And so now I crave healthy food all the time. So, but I've been loving also listening to Andrew Huberman, what he was talking about this just recently. And he basically says, it's not about eating perfectly every single day. It's about eating healthy most of the time so that when you do enjoy those pancakes of life, so to speak, it doesn't completely throw you off track. And I think that feels more realistic and kind than just like being a teetotaler. Like don't do any, never eat any pancakes or anything like that. But this is so interesting to me because I thought about it and I was like, this principle doesn't just stop at food and exercise. It also applies to what we feed our minds every single day. If you're scrolling on X or Instagram or Facebook in the first thing in the morning, it's kind of like the mental version of starting a day with pancakes because it gives you that quick, easy dopamine hit where you're like, ooh, shiny. And it feels exciting in the moment. But after a while of doing that, you sort of crash, like your energy drops and your mood shifts. And suddenly the things that actually do fill you up and make you feel good, like the journaling or the exercising or real conversations with the people you love, they're not nearly as appealing because they're not giving you all of that dopamine more than likely. And that's exactly why I protect my mornings like my peace depends on it, because it kind of does. I don't touch social media until I've done my journaling or I've done my meditation, I've reviewed the day before, and I've planned my day out right for today. And I really try to fill myself up with the uplifting things first. And only then do I let myself get on X or scroll Pinterest or anything else. And I've noticed that when you treat that scroll like the side dish instead of the main course, it loses so much power over you. It becomes like a little reward instead of hijacking your whole day. Because at the end of the day, the real main course of our lives, it's our family, our deep friendships, our bodies, moving our bodies, working on our goals and the things that actually light us up and move us forward, But so many of us have accidentally flipped the plate, right, so to speak. So basically, so many of us, we have our kids in front of us, but we're on our phone. What's so important on our phone? Those kids are just precious and how cute they are. I don't have kids, but I have dogs, and they literally, like Charlie, sometimes will not get in my lap if I have my phone out. He will not. He's like, no. He'll just sit there and look at me. And then when I put my phone away, he hops right up. He wants full attention, and if the dogs want full attention, you got to know that the kids do too. They just maybe aren't saying it. So just remember that. Don't flip the plate, so to speak. Make sure you do the things that fill you up first. And honestly, I think this podcast is one of those things. And I'll say this, I've caught myself wanting for my podcast to be the warm chocolate chip cookie, the fun, indulgent treat that everyone craves, quick burst of dopamine. But I kind of know that I'm really more like the sauteed spinach with ghee, the good for you stuff that nourishes you deep down and is good for you long term. And you know what? I'm totally okay with that. All right. My challenge for you this week is basically, and I'm going to do this right along with you. Pick one place where you've been starting with the pancake and flip the order. Start your morning with the nourishing stuff. Let the journal, the meditation, your exercise, the eggs or the fruit, whatever it is that's good for your body. Start with that first. Or maybe start with the workout or the hard stuff. Or fill your mind with good stuff before you let the chaos in. Let me know what you think about that in the comments below. I love to read them. I read every single one. And if this resonated, send it to a friend who may need the reminder. You never know whose week you might brighten. I love you guys. I'm rooting for you, and I'll talk to you in a few days.